Hey, it's your girl, Kiana, the Executive Director of Life After Release. I'm out here in front of the Prince George's County Courthouse talking to individuals who have been impacted by our criminal legal system. One, letting them know that the laws have changed since 2016 and letting them know that they now have the ability to go out and to cast their ballots. That's the first thing. And the second thing is I just want to hear more about how the criminal legal system has impacted them or their families' lives. And so we don't do names around here. We just do the story. That's all. Don't worry about people's names, right? But you can tell us a little bit about, how the criminal legal system has impacted you or your family.
Um, the criminal legal system has impacted me in many ways. From my childhood era, most of the males that I grew up around in my family or the neighborhoods, they've all have been incarcerated or seen some type of jail, whether it's been for criminal activities or either a traffic ticket. Even somebody as square as my father, who's in the Nation of Islam, I've even seen him get locked up before for something as petty as a traffic ticket when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. So I feel like the criminal justice system is something that has been affecting us for a while, especially in the black community. In this country, it's meant to tear us down to try to make fathers be fatherless in their homes and be raised by mothers and grandmothers, where there's no manhood guidance and things like that. And I just, you know, I just feel like I don't feel like it's gonna be no change no time soon. As much as we fight and much as we do stuff like this, because the system is always kept to keep us down, and no matter what goes on, I feel like these people will always have a noose around our neck, whether it's literally or factually speaking. But at the same time, I just feel like the criminal justice system has affected anybody that's black. They say like a slice of pizza, if you got 10 slices, at least one of those slices will go to jail if it's a black man. So when you born as a male already, you got 2 strikes against you. You see what I mean? I strike against you, but when you born as a black male, you got 2 strikes against you, being a male and being black or African American in the system. And I can't even name on my hand how many positive black male role models that I know personally. And even when it comes to things of like us knowing just somebody that's just made it, period, is either through sports or rapping or some type of way of glorifying. The only way we can get out the hood is through hooping or making some type of music or whatever. So I feel like until we can be able to start owning our own and being able to create our own parties and things like this, and not to get deep into it, but that's why they attacking Puffy right now, and then we still got our own people judging him, and it's a joke about the whole baby oil shit, but nobody's seeing the bigger picture about what he trying to do, make the black party. And another way to whoop a nigga when you ain't got the whip is through financial situations. When he sued them peoples for the money, and when he wound up winning the court case, another way to allow you to not get paid is to bring up defamation of your character, which will be in your contract or something like that. And there's just a lot with it. And standing right here in front of this courthouse, just leaving out of there, coming to see my probation officer, and them people's in there, they ain't on your side and never playing fair.
Not
No
at
matter
all.
what color they is.
Not at all.
And it shows you, all the way down from when you watch things like Roots, and we always thinking it's the white folks, but it's usually niggas against niggas. You see what I'm saying? Even from the beginning of time when they first started enslaving guys and all of that type of shit, when you watch Roots, in the beginning, they gave the niggas the guns to go get other niggas.
Huh.
It's the same
The
way.
slave catchers, the slave catchers.
Exactly. So it's the same way right now. You got niggas, when I see the feds or the police, and I tell them, like, nigga, if you look at that badge used to say slave patrol.
It sure
you
did.
See what I'm saying? So
it sure
when
did.
you out here, you feel like you just everybody got a job type shit you do, and I ain't blaming you for the job that you picked. But just know you a fucking coon. You see what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact that all of this stems from their generational traits of how to control us. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't telling nobody like it's a bad thing to be a police officer and things like that, but just the way the world is right now for us as a community and the way that it affects black men, black males, black families, period. You see what I'm saying? Because once you take the father out of the household, then the lead is gone.
So now we talking about, you talked a little bit about systems, and you told me you don't believe in voting. Did you
I
know
don't
that the law
believe in.
changed in 2016 in Maryland, saying that people who are pre-trial can vote, and also if you're formerly
I ain't
incarcerated?
know about pretrial. I know that they were starting to allow felons to vote, but I don't vote for personal reasons. But if I did have to vote, like I told y'all earlier, which way I would go and things of that nature. But I would start looking into the, now knowing what I know, being the age that I am now, at 38 years old, like I know the things that matter and which type of voting which really matters, because that presidential shit don't matter anyway. It's like when you look at this phone, you see what time it is, but you don't know what's controlling the time inside of the phone. You see what
So,
I'm
but we
saying?
could talk about the judges are on that ballot. You got state's attorneys on it. You got the Senate race on that. So many people that's down the ballot. And the further down the ballot you get, the more it affects you. The city council, the
Absolutely.
judges, all of those people who are right here in these buildings. You
And I
feel
didn't
me?
know that at first, and I'm gonna tell you how I found that out. It was a video on Instagram from a dude was rapping about the shit. He got like
I know you're talking
blonde
about.
hair
Yeah.
or some shit, and he rapped about how it's controlled, and that's how I even found out about it. Cause they not teaching us this, whatever his name, whatever hoe's name, I don't know. But that's how I even found out about how it even worked. You see what I'm saying? Something as simple as this nigga rapping in a 60-second video on Instagram, but that was like 3-4 years ago when Trump was first getting in office. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I was 34 when I first found out how the system even worked when it comes to voting. We not taught this stuff in school. We not taught financial literacy and things of that nature. This is why when you go to school, the prisons, the hospitals, and the jails all feel the same, because they have a certain agenda to build for us already, starting from as soon as you leave the hospital. When the baby getting the, see, I'm getting too deep into it and going on topic, but from when the baby getting the footprint on the birth certificate, it's all for a reason. After that, you owned by the state. It's the reason they come and take the baby's blood and all that type of shit. They know what ain't nothing wrong with the kids. They do that when they take the little, what is it, in vitro or whatever they do, whether
yeah.
the person is pregnant trying to find out if they got diseases. Nah, all of that is for a reason. And once you do all of that, you become property of the state, and then it just a trickle down effect. And then if you are African American living in the ghetto, in a poverty and stricken environment, then if it's 10 niggas, at least one of them gonna go to jail, and that's just out of a regular person that grew up in the suburbs. So imagine in a poverty and stricken environment where I stay at, somebody get killed every 2 weeks, literally on the same block. So it's just because a lot of black males, when you grow up in the family without the fathers in the household, the next thing you know, you got your mother and your grandmother raising. And women, not to say it like this, y'all react off of emotion instead of logic. So when you raising a man or when you raising males, and then when you see the little black boys when they be outside and something don't go their way, what's the first thing they do? Start spazzing out, man, you did this. And why? Because that's the way his mother act in the house. And because she's a woman, she don't know how to react and respond to raise him the way that a male will be able to raise him. So once the father is absent from the house, it's a wrap, especially for black families. So and once that happens, it's when you living in the community, especially a black community, it's only a matter of time before you run into the law, whether it be for you taking something from out of the store, or you done did something and they trying to bother you just off of some disturbing the peace, something, because they trying to meet quotas. And you see it starting to trickle all the way down to the point where it's hitting the kids, even to the point your kid can't play outside with a toy gun because you get one of these crackers that'll blow his ass up.
Yeah.
You see what
So
I'm saying?
did you learn anything by coming past the Life After Release table today? Was there anything that you learned? Anything that inspired you?
The fact that we got a sister that's out here who has served jail time and
Prison time.
or prison time, because of the simple fact that there's a difference between knowledge and experience. You see what I'm saying? If you read a book, you got some knowledge about it. But if you know what's going on, or if you've done what's in the book, you have experience. So the fact that you have experienced prison time, you can, even though you're a female, you can still relate to those who have been in the inside. And then a dude or men is going to take towards a woman anyway, and listen first, because when you approach a guy, the first thing a guy's gonna do is interact with a female, regardless. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it's about, whether it's about food, jail, or whatever. Now, if you come into somebody that has been through something that you have been through, now y'all like not connecting, but you got a story to compare. You see what I'm saying? Now you can hold somebody's time the same way you got me with this. Because if I was just going in there for a traffic ticket or some shit like that, I wouldn't have been able to come over here and been able to relate to you about going to jail and fighting cases. Because this is my second gun charge. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm a single father, so it can affect you in major ways. But at the same time, like, with my situation, I ain't no criminal, but to these people I am. But when I come out here from you already having a gun charge, I can't, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, use my constitutional rights and
protect yourself.
Bear arms. The neighborhood I live in, you can walk out the door any fucking day and somebody blow your ass up just off of GP. You ain't even got to really be into nothing. So. This just the way the country is built, the system is built to destroy black men.
You gonna come up and do your interview now?
But you can, once you get a way to understand and try to figure this shit out, you can figure it out. But it ain't but so many of us that figure it out. You see what I'm saying? And after it's too late, it's too late.
So who is this lovely young lady right here?
This is my daughter, my lovely daughter.
So tell me a little bit. I know you're really young, and first I want to apologize to you that you even have to go through this. When I was incarcerated, my two sons had to separate, and one had to live in Texas and the other one had to live here in Maryland. Can you, from your own understanding, tell me how this has impacted you with your dad having to go through some of this stuff in the criminal legal system?
It has impacted me because I had to move from so many different places, and I had to be away from my dad for too long. And yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
Okay, what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to do nails. I want to go to cosmetology.
Cosmetology school. Okay, my best friend is a cosmetologist. She does hair, she does nails, she does all of those things. So yes, you're gonna be the best cosmetologist. Let me see your nails now. Let me see what they look like. Okay. Anything else you want to ask me or say? You can ask me anything.
Well, I do have to say I wish this system the best because what you guys are doing is really helping the black community.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Can I have a hug?